Hey guys, welcome to another section. So in this section we want to build this guy together, and as you can see we have what we do, graphic design, we have general printing, and I kind of have my name printed. As you can see here, you can see this is me printed here. It is not so clear, just to make it secure and personalize it. Like, okay, this is my work. And we have some other things that we are designing here. We have brochure, flyers, business cards, wedding invitation, jotters, customization, billboard, logo branding training, and vehicle branding. So I'll go back to my Canva, which is here. So I'm gonna tap search your content and Canva. Then I am going to type Instagram post right here. So I want to go ahead with the scale, which is 1080 by 1080. So I want to proceed and click on create blank. So we are going to have this. So I'm going to make this image available. This is the background that we are using. I'm going to make it available. So I'm going to tap on the yellow background. So if we go back to see what we are building, this is what we are building. We have the yellow background, and we have shapes and text. So I'll change back to my Canva. Then I want to enlarge this yellow background. I want it to cover the whole page. So I want to start from top here. As you can see, just make sure that you do the same thing. Okay, so I had to zoom here. Okay, so we have our background. So now we need to type our what we do, which is basically text. So text is not showing here. I don't know why. I think this is their latest update. So I'll go to elements and I'll search for text under element. So you have it here, quick add. So we want to say what we do. Okay, so I want to move that up, and so okay, so this place is cool, just like this. So I want to change the font size. So I want to change that to 38. Then I want to change the font itself. On the bottom navigation here, I'll select font. Okay, so we already have the font there. So this is the font that I actually want to use. Canva Sense, we already have the font. I'll close that, and on the bottom navigation, I will scroll to format. So we have the format, and I'm going to select bold. So we have a bold. So right now we need to be able to turn our text. So I'm going to use this icon. I'm going to rotate the icon. As you can see, once you drag the icon, it's going to start rotating your text. So we have this. Okay, great. So the next thing we need to do is to draw this shape, the black shape, and the text graphic design inside it. So first off, we'll go to elements, we'll drop our shape, and this is a problem. I'll change that to black. So you want to go ahead and do the same thing. Okay, so close that. So let's verify that we are having the right dimensions, just for us to be saved. Okay, great. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is to write my text. So I'll go to element and I'm going to search for text. So say graphic design. Okay, so we want design to start from the next line, so you just hit return. So it's going to start from the next line. So if I scroll to format, then I select this double A, the small letter A and capital letter A icon. It's going to make everything capital letter. Then I can scroll back to font. Then I can search for the font that I want to use. The font name is Futura, which is basically Futura. Then I'm going to click on this arrow on the Futura. I don't want to click on the font itself. I want to click on this arrow in front of the Futura font. Then I'll select the arrow. So let's go back there. We'll select the arrow. It's going to give us all these options. So I can now use any type that I want. So in this case, I want to go with extra bold. Okay, great. So the next thing I want to do is to change the font size. So for the font size, I want to go with 84, something as big as that. Makes sense. Okay, so we have our text and we have our shape as well. So let's go back. Let's just make sure that we have the font, the shape, how it's supposed to be. So I'll select the text, then I'm going to click on this 3 dots, which is for option. Then I'll select multiple. Then I'm going to click on the shape. So I'm kind of selecting the two. So I can do things here. I can group it. So when I select group, so if I select group, so this simply means that I have turned the two of them into one element. So as you can see, they are now one element. So let's see. Okay, so I think we're doing good. So I'm just going to rotate the two because they are now one. So I now have the freedom of rotating the two of them. Okay, so it's looking like what we are doing. Yes, so we want to move what we do. We want to move it right here, and it's a bit, so we need to bring it. We need to bring these guys. So we need to bring it down a bit. So what I can do here is to zoom out this page. You just have to use your 2 fingers to drag your screen. Okay, then I'm gonna zoom down again. So we have these two. So the next thing we want to do is to write our general printing. And first off, we want to duplicate this guy. So we've grouped them together. So if you're not seeing this ungroup text here, so just know that there's a problem somewhere. So make sure that you have group, and you can click the 3 dots again just for you to see other options available here. So we're looking for duplicate. That is what we're looking for. Because we've grouped them, so we are not seeing duplicate again. So I want to copy, then I want to paste. So it's going to give us the second copy of that. So I just want to place it just right here. It is rotated, and we now have extra copy of this. So I'm just going to click on color, then I'll change that to red. You can see that is a free pass. That is a free pass for us. So I want to click on ungroup because now I want to edit my text. So I'll click on ungroup. I'll click outside here. Then I'm going to click the text. Okay, so I want to change this to general printing. Don't forget we've made everything to be capital letter, so you can type in small letter, then it's going to change it to capital letter for you. So general printing, and I want to go to font. Then I'm just going to change it to bold. Okay, so I'm just going to do the same thing by clicking on the three dots, and I will click on select multiple, then I'll click on the red shape. Oops, on the red shape. So I'm going to zoom out because I'm unable to click on it, so I zoom out. Then I am currently selecting two, then I can now scroll to group the two of them. So we have the two grouped, and we have our text. So I think the only thing that we're doing wrong here is that our shapes, they are too, the height of our shapes too big, and so we could leave it like this and just move these guys up, because we're trying to avoid something that could take the whole of the places, and we won't have space for the rest of the thing. So I'm trying to blend all this. Okay, so let's see. All right, so we want to draw our shape, which is this line right here. We want to draw the shape. So I'm going to go to elements, then right from elements I'm going to search for line. Now as you can see, we have add a line, add a shape. Then I'm going to select that, so I'll bring it down here. So before I actually rotate this, I want to make sure that I have the style, which is the line style. If you check the bottom navigation on your screen, which is this place, and you click on line style, then you can increase the weight. So we currently have 4, and we can leave it at 15. Then I can bring this to the front just a bit, then I can also bring it up, as you can see. So what we want to do now is to make sure that this guy is close to our red shape. So I'm just gonna move it close. Oops. Great. Okay, so we have that. Then now we need to write all this text. So I'm just going to start writing them. Broker flyers. So I want to write everything from scratch, so that you also know every step that I'm taking to achieve this. The first thing we have is broker. So we type that. Okay, so the next one is flyers. So first off, I want to change the fonts. If you have this same font, you can click on it and go to font. So we want to change this back to the regular font. I think that is okay. So let us change this to Canva, the Canva font. So just search for Canva, so you're going to see it Canva Sense. So we have the font, and I can change the font size now. So when you click on font size, you can drag this down to something 18. 18. And of course, we have to make it bold. So when you scroll on the bottom navigation to format, then you can make it bold. Okay, so we have this. So I want to click on it and I want to continue my editing. So I'm going to give a space, then another one, which is 4. Then I want to say flyers. Okay, so one thing we want to do here is the alignment. You can see that mine is moving to the right, which is not supposed to be like that. So I want to go to format, then alignment. You can see is at the center. Then I'm going to pick the first one, which is left alignment. Okay, so let's go 1, 2. So in your case, you may have this full stop at the end of your second space, so you need to go back, clear it, then type it again. It's not going to bring that same full stop for you. Then we want to have business cards and wedding invitation card. Oops, business card first. Business card 1, 2, and it's going to give you full stop. You clear it, then you type it 4 times. Wedding invitation. Oops. Cards. Okay, so I want to enlarge my shape to cover to the end of this place. Okay, so we want to press return here, so it's going to create another line for us. And we want to have jotter customizing of all kinds. So let's go to displays, jotter 2, 3. Oops, so we have a full stop 1, 2, 3, 4. Customizing, then of all kinds. Okay, 1, 2. Don't forget, you go back. Okay, so we want to have billboard and signage. So I'm just going to skip just for me to type all this. Okay, so this is mine. I don't know how yours is currently looking, but you want to click on this and you want to scroll to format, then you want to say center alignment. So we have, okay, I think I am missing something. Or vehicle, so logo branding, training. Oh, I see what I'm missing there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I think we're good. So now we want to put the red icons. That is what we want to put there. So I'm going to zoom out and I'm going to, okay, so I'm going to write, so I'll go to elements and I will select this shape. You know, we've used this shape before, so I'm going to select it. So we need red, and I'm going to just leave the color, but the red we actually need, so let's just move it down here. You'll be having a hard time trying to reduce this, so you want to zoom out. So you want to zoom out very well. You want to make sure that you have zoomed out very well. So you may be having a hard time. It may be painful. So what I normally do when it's tiny, I will drag it out first, then I will drag it in, just for me to get the shape. You may need to bend your phone just for me to get the tiny shape that I want. This is not perfect. Let's see. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it like this. So I'll click on that. Okay, so now we're having a problem because now I can't click on my shape. So that is where order, so there's a thing we call order here. So if I click on this shape, then I go to more, just something like this here, some orders here. We have bring to forward, that means you want to bring it to the front. I mean, forward means that it should be a step above whatever item is at the top of it. You may not fully understand that, but I'm going to show you the layers now so you understand what I'm saying. So bring to front means that place it on top of every other item here, and send to backward means that you should send it to the back of one, while send to back means that you should send it to the back of all the items. So let me show you layers. Now you see all these layers, so these are the things that we have. So now as you can see, this text, the brochure flyers, I mean our services, it's on top of what we do and this shape. So if I move it down a bit, so you just have to press it and hold, then you drag it down. So I have moved this to backward of one, to back one. So that is what we call backward. Then when I drag it down to the down, that means I have moved it to send to back. So this is the send to back. So if I move it to the front of everything, this means send to front. Oops. Come on. Let me drop it here first so I don't have to. Okay, so this means send to front. Then when I move this to the front of this particular one, this means front of one. So that is the order, that is okay. So this means front of one. So what I want to do is to move this shape to the front of everything, so that when I want to select the shape, I will just select the shape and not this plenty text. So I'll zoom out again, then I'm going to click. You can see that I can now freely click on it. Now I'm having feeling that my shape is way too small, so I'm just going to increase it just a bit. Okay, so I'll leave it like this. So I want to move it. Oops. So we can do undo at the top here. So this is one other thing that you may face. So if you want to move this, you have to use this icon right here, then you can safely move it. Okay, so we have this. So when I click on it, then I click on duplicate, then I can move it down here. I click on duplicate, then I can move it down here. Duplicate again, I can move it down here. Okay, so we need to add like extra spaces to these guys, so you can go ahead and do that. So we have the three. I want to duplicate again. I want to move it down here. Oops. So for me to be able to move that up, I can click on notch on the bottom navigation here, then I say up. You can see that I am now moving it up. Okay, so we are done. So I can click on duplicate again, then I place it here. So if it is not well placed, then I can click on notch and place it down or up. Then I can duplicate again, I can move it here, and I can go to notch, then I can move it here, can duplicate again, I can duplicate again, and we are through with what we are currently with, and we are through with what we are building. So I want to just add a little thing here, which is just a shape. Oops, shape just like this. Then I want to move it somewhere here, and just to give it a little bit of design. Just okay, so I rotate this just a little bit, then I give it white, and then I want to zoom out so I can reduce from the top. Okay, just rotate it. Great. Okay, so what we want to do now is to write a text that is for our name. Write a text, so I can just write my name. So now you want to write your name, so I'll go to format, then I'll make it all capital letter. I'll drag it here, then I want to go to format, and of course it has to be bold. And for font size, I want to increase that to 100. Okay, then I want to rotate it. I want to move again. Okay, so move again. Okay, so this is how we're going to leave mine. So I'll go to color, then I'm going to give it white. Then on the bottom navigation, I will scroll to transparency, then I'm going to reduce that. So as you are reducing it, you're going to notice that your text is changing, and this is it, guys. So this is what we are building. So you can go ahead and download that to your phone, and you're good to go.